This video is a follow-on from the previous 22 videos dealing with price in the precious metals markets. If you haven't seen those videos, I'd recommend you doing so before watching this one. In this video, I want to make a couple of points about the war in Ukraine with regard to economics. In February last year, Russian troops went into the Ukraine. Since the outset of hostilities, Western powers have been conducting a proxy war against Russia, although this is not the first time such things have happened in modern history. The Russians went into Afghanistan in the 1980s, and the US carried out a proxy war against them. Back then, the actions taken against Russia by the US under the codename Operation Cyclone were on a relatively small scale and were more covert, but this latest war against Russia is on a much bigger scale, and it's certainly not being conducted in a covert manner. It should be entirely obvious, but I'll say it anyway. There are more ways to conduct war than by using bullets and bombs. Money can be turned into a weapon of sorts and used for whatever nefarious purposes so desired. In response to the incursion, the Western nations instituted sanctions, and they also tried to destroy the Russian economy and also the Russian ruble. The Russian economy took a significant hit. The Russians then counterattacked, and the ruble rallied and has held firm ever since. Also, as part of this financial war, the Western powers then seized Russia's foreign reserve holdings held in banks outside of Russia. Big mistake in my opinion. Why? Well, because this sent a clear signal to all other nations that any foreign reserve holdings beyond their borders were not secure, and that if they did anything to displease the US or their Western allies, then they too could have their assets seized, or rather, I should say, stolen. As a result, all countries are endeavouring to divest themselves of their US holdings, so dollars and US treasuries. The Western powers basically shot themselves in the foot. In fact, it's worse than shooting themselves in the foot, more like shooting themselves in the stomach. Bear in mind that wounds to the stomach can be fatal. I think that ultimately, in effect, this move will hurt them more. The US is slowly but surely losing its dominance in the world. It's bleeding out. Wise up and rise up.